Come yeah. Hey, yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. A predator smells fear, I smell a lot. My competitors flex here, cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all, excess, the sex, much success, stress up. I want it all, no less, so come on. All does not make dead, no does not make bad. No hard feelings, I'm gonna be right about everything I've said. Yours is not me.
What up, it's your boy T-Bird here with the reaction. So I always keep forgetting that WWE Backstage comes on Tuesday, but sometimes it's good for me to forget because I can do reaction vids for y'all for this Backstage. So this past yesterday, last night they did a video, they did a segment involving the homie Keith Lee. Now I was gonna just do one of the videos on one day and two the other day, but I'm just gonna do both videos in the same on all in one video, so it's gonna be one long video. So hopefully, it depends on how much time I got left. I may not be able to get to do a wrestling match today, but what I might do is push another video back that I want to react to. But anyway, let's get into this WWE Backstage segment. First is with Keith Lee talking about him leaving possible NFL career to get into the wrestling game, and no regrets, because right now he's the North American champion of NXT, and he's definitely one of the top wrestlers, most popular wrestlers of that right now, because he represents for the big guys, doing very athletic stuff you expect from a cruiserweight. That's why I fucks with the dude heavy though, for real. Let's get it.
There's only one thing left to do, and that is bask in his glory.
Yeah.
Bring him out, it's Keith Lee, baby.
Yes, Keith Lee, the infamous Big Boy. Here he is.
Slow and steady.
That's right. Get the people what they want, Keith. Yeah.
I'm in the building. Welcome, Fox. You're now limitless.
We all want your
Look,
hoodie.
his voice is so awesome.
We want the hoodie and the shoes. I'll trade you outfits right now.
Should love my hoodie.
You should love my hoodie. Oh man, Mark, can we get down?
Yeah.
Get a brother some love.
I like this. I like
Yeah, there he is.
Keith Lee.
Keith
Keith Lee. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, I like it.
This song is a
Y'all
vibe.
got greetings and salutations, my
There he
friends.
is.
Oh, style.
He can definitely do some
Give me
voice.
some. How you doing,
Like
dog?
if Keith Lee don't do wrestling anymore, he definitely gotta do some voiceovers for the rest of his life, man. He has to, for real, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it in.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Ooh,
Oh.
I feel
right
that. I feel that
Go on,
inside.
bring it.
Hello, love.
How you doing?
Saddle up, partner.
Yeah.
Boy,
That boy's back.
sit down.
Yeah, take a load off. Hang out with
you.
us a little bit.
Thanks for having me.
We can have you on the show.
I love the merch. Thank you.
We would, if you want to send us some, we're here. You have our
WWE,
address.
send us.
Hook me up with a large.
We should make
Hook
that
me
happen.
up with a large.
A large, you sure you got big lats,
Well,
dude?
you know.
You need an XL.
You got to see them.
That means that husky large. I got it.
Showcase them. Showcase
Got
them.
it. Okay.
So, Keith, it has been a very busy 6 months for you. I mean, you've had a lot going on. Specifically, though, the moment with Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble. How did that feel for you?
It was intense. When you get in the ring with someone that is a specimen like that, you have no choice but to feel it.
Man, bring our story, yeah.
And for me, competition is something that excites me. And in a moment like that,
Did you read his lips there?
Yeah.
I didn't read anything. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know nothing.
So that
Him
Royal
and
Rumble
Braun,
was obviously
too.
special for you for a number of reasons.
And
also
Brock,
the fact that
yeah, bitch
your dad
ass.
was there to witness
Oh, is that?
How special was that for
Oh.
you?
My father, my stepmother, and my youngest brother, who is 13 and 2 inches taller than me. Do the math.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Get the hold up. He has a 13-year-old brother that's 2 inches taller than him, and he's already like 6'4", 6'5". Damn, he gonna be a beast when he get older. He already a beast now, but shoot.
Was he busy?
Yeah, we just won a championship in basketball, actually.
I bet.
It was a special day. Like, a lot of family came out just in case, because no one knew.
Is he
about it,
6'3", so he's
including
like
me.
6'5". Still,
And
at 13,
Opportunity came and it struck. And
like 7
I
foot
too
probably be still
tried to
bro.
strike. made the most of it.
Keith, you're a wonderful person, and everyone knows that you're a star. But obviously, you've had many big moments, one including Survivor Series. So tell us all about Roman Reigns and what happened behind there. Come on.
So that day was obviously just as intense. A day where I didn't really know what was going on, and I ended up being the last three to remain in that match, and quite the squabble with Roman Reigns, who has been the first person to kick out of the Spirit Bomb, for crying out loud, and speared me out of my boots onto my neck. But after that, that moment right there set a tone for me. And after that was over with, he then told me straight up, I want a one-on-one match with you. And I
Hell yeah.
That's
I think we're all ready for that. I think we're all ready for that.
I'd be honored, that's for sure.
So Keith, we've seen you in these situations. I mean,
Twitter's
main
loving
eventing matches on NXT,
They
doing NXT takeovers, being part of Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. These are huge moments for you to step onto that stage, and also getting praise from some of our own. Let's take a look.
Right.
Keith Lee from NXT should win the Royal Rumble.
Right.
He, to me, is a big fish in a little pond right now. Not to say that NXT is little by anything.
Ashley.
We gotta get going with Keith Lee here. I think he needs to chuck Brock over the top rope, and he needs to win that whole thing.
I wish he did, but Brock was some
That's
bullshit.
that spotlight on you, though. I mean, I think everyone is rooting for you right now.
So something like that is really hard to process for me. Clearly, someone I haven't met and has
He's very upset he's not here today, by the way.
I'm sad he's not as well. It would have been nice to meet him, but at the end of the day, when you hear something like that from people you've never met, and the same thing has happened when I met Booker, when I met Mark, you meet these people and you realize how much they view you and where they view you and the respect they have for you, and it's such a touching experience to know that what you do is something that's respected by people that you've studied and admired for your career. It's awesome.
One would say that you pretty much changing the game for the big man. You know, it's always a saying, you know, man, this big guy, man, he moves like a cruiserweight. But I say Keith Lee is a big man that could just move. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. That's the way I see it. But you've been a guy that's been on a journey for a long time, and now you've arrived, man. And you're not the youngest guy in the locker room. But how do you feel in that locker room? Do you feel like the locker room leader?
It's strange. There are times where I feel that way, but I also try to be the guy that is understanding. If that makes sense. So instead of always trying to be a guy that's leading, I think more so setting an example for people to follow and being a leader by example as opposed to trying to tell people what to do, and just being there if people need an ear or if they want to learn something, then I'll spend my time and show up to the Performance Center and help out whoever needs it. And there's a few people there right now that I look out for specifically that are brand new to this, never touched wrestling. So they're important to me.
Please do not ever turn this man heel. Please do not. I mean, it's sad to say it might happen, but please don't. Please don't. He's too good a man to be heel. Give him the Ricky Steve Boy treatment, please. But then again, you can't these days with these new era wrestling fans, because they for some reason get bored of faces for some reason. I don't know why. It's ridiculous and sad, but whatever.
Keith, I was comfortable with not knowing. You mentioned just a minute ago about not knowing. Are you comfortable with not knowing, or is that something that you just process and you deal with it?
I think for me, that's something that I use. Whether I know or not doesn't really matter to me. I pride myself on mental fortitude. And it's something that I kind of carry close to home because my father taught it to me, my grandfather taught it to me, many books that I've read have taught that to me, and it's something I try to apply to everything that I do. So not knowing is something that I just accept, and if it happens, I'm prepared, and if it doesn't, I have to accept that. But when I find out, then it's immediate switch on, it's game mode.
Very good.
It seems like for you, like relying on instincts as well. So I know, I mean, you were playing football for Texas A&M, decided to quit that and get into this world. What was it that you felt like you were missing, that you were like, this is a thing that I need to go do? You had a ton of prospects
Maybe we want to look
as well
see we look like in
True. And
we played.
My family was not fond of my decision when it came to that. I'd be completely honest. Kids, listen to your parents. It's okay, actually. But in my case, it was something that just tugged at my heartstrings over and over and over again, something that my grandmother really instilled in me, and it just stuck with me the entirety of my life. And so even though football was going so well, and I had a lot of great friends there and a pretty clear path to where I needed to go, this just called and called and called.
Oh my
and I
God.
had to answer the call. And so I found my way, and I started training with Killer Brooks. Mr. Booker T knows something about
Killer Brooks.
This ain't the college one, but check him out.
And
It's on
just,
Keith Lee.
I picked it up and I couldn't put it down.
Wow.
Just fell in love immediately.
Got
all
bit
over
by
it.
that
Wow.
bug.
Yeah, Keith, well, we're super happy that you're here and part of WWE. I mean, I have a question though. Out of all the roster, I'm talking Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, who would you want to face in the future? Who's the biggest deal that you want to deal?
Because you have some like knockdown.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Booker's got one more.
Renee might have
Listen.
one.
No,
Renee?
Well, look, we're finished. We're finished.
You want competition. You don't want me.
Good matches with
Bring out the salmon
everybody.
shirt.
Like you have some of the most insane matches. Who's someone that you would absolutely tear it up with?
So I think the obvious answers are people that I've already tangled with a little bit, and having a one-on-one match like a Brock Lesnar or and in a moment like that,
Did you
Hold
read
up.
lips there?
My bad. Hold on. My back.
clear path to where I needed to go my way, and I started training with Killer Brooks.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Question though, out of all the roster, I'm talking Raw, SmackDown, NXT,
hit the
NXT
button by
UK,
accident, that's
who
my
would you
fault.
want to face in the future? Who's the biggest deal that you want to deal?
Because you have some like knockdown.
He's so retired.
Booker's got one more.
Renee might have one.
No, no,
Renee?
Well, look, we're finished. We're finished.
You want competition. You don't want me.
Good matches with
Bring out the salmon
everybody.
shirt.
Like you have some of the most insane matches. Who's someone that you would absolutely tear it up with?
So I think the obvious answers are people that I've already tangled with a little bit, and having a one-on-one match like a Brock Lesnar or a Roman Reigns. Me specifically, originally my dream match was Kurt Angle.
Oh.
That's been taken away from me.
Oh.
Thanks, Corbin.
Yeah.
However, if I had to if I had to pick right now, my number one dream match belongs to Cesaro because
Yeah.
the man is a machine.
Yeah.
That'd be a good matchup right
beast.
there.
And
That
that's
will be a
the thing I
good
can
matchup.
relate to.
Like I feel like Cesaro will actually put that man in the big swing too. Keep leading.
But he would
Two
push me.
freak athletes.
He would.
Look at him. It's ridiculous.
He would.
Imagine him doing that to you.
Oh, Henry.
It is insane. It is insane. Why y'all do that? Y'all didn't have to do that to my man on the screen
Listen,
like
one
that.
thing about me is I took everybody's fit.
Yeah, he did.
There is a highlight of me getting beat by everybody.
Yep.
So make sure to follow us on all.
Alright, so like I say I wanted to do these separately, but I gotta do them back to back though. So the other part from this Keith Lee at WWE backstage, there was a one-on-one between him and Hall of Famer Mark Henry. And shout out to Mark Henry, he did an excellent teletape for Keith Lee match against Dominic Dijakovic, which was indeed one of the best match of the takeover though, for real. They went at it. Them big dudes, because Dijakovic is like tall. He's not big as like husky like Keith Lee, but he's tall like 6'8", 6'7". The fact he's very agile as well too, as well as others that's there like Punchman Martinez, aka Damian Priest as well too. But anyway, let's check out this one-on-one with Hall of Famer Mark Henry with Keith Lee.
I have the pleasure of sitting here with a guy that I have spoke his names from the tallest buildings,
Right.
the highest mountaintops.
Yep.
Keith Lee. Every podcast, every radio show, I talk about how I feel like you are transcending the business as it relates to the way big guys are portrayed in it.
Facts.
And how does it feel to be able to bring back the big guy magic? And I call it big guy magic because there's no big guys leapfrogging, arm dragging, plancha, off the top, in the ring, you name it, you get it done. Like, how does it feel to be able to bring that back?
Honestly, man, I think before all of that, for me, it's such an enormous thing to just have someone such as yourself even speak
This
my
for the
name
match,
such a
yes.
manner. Because of who
This
you
match.
are and what you've done, it allows me a platform and an opportunity to present what Keith Lee is. And the fact that you even think that I'm bringing back this big guy magic is a special experience. To hear that come out of your mouth it's something that I could have never fathomed before this moment. So it's special, man, and I don't know how to describe it.
You have to own it. You earn that. That's something that has come to you because of the work that you put in. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to big you up or because you're holding a title right now. I'm saying that because it's true. I base a lot of my voice on fact, not on opinion. I have my opinions, and sometimes my opinions are jaded. But the fact is, Royal Rumble, outstanding.
Facts.
Your match with Dijakovic in Portland did something that a lot of matches haven't been able to do in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
The last person with that athleticism as a big guy is The Undertaker.
Yeah, dude.
And
that's right. It's hard to come and think about Undertaker being a big guy like that because I just look at him as the Undertaker, you know what I'm saying? But he's agile as fuck for a guy his size though too. Like he's more of Dijakovic. But I'm thinking about with Keith Lee perspective. I'm thinking more like Vader. That's like Vader to me.
Say one guy. I might be a little bit opinion struck.
Sure.
But there's nobody recently that I've seen able to do the things that you can do.
It's not, other than outside of it, like Willie Mack. And
it's
homie
such
from the
a string of things, a combination of experiences and studies, and watching gents such as yourself and even other friends, like mixing styles has been my specialty. So when it comes to there's big guy things, but then I study a Shelton Benjamin, or I study a Kurt Angle, or early Brock Lesnar, or even current Brock Lesnar, and then I mix all these things together because I feel like in a ring, I am the most versatile specimen that this industry has ever seen, and that's not an attempt at arrogance. That is truly what I believe and what I think that I can bring to the table for the industry.
It's not arrogance if it's true.
Exactly. It's not. It is true.
I'm going to tell you who I see.
Gotcha.
And this is a mash 'em up from way back.
Okay.
I see Yokozuna.
Yes.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yes.
Bam. Keith Lee.
Yoko
was able to.
He should have put Vader in there too, truthfully. But yeah, Bam is definitely a good
such
example.
A dominating presence. And if you look at old film of Yokozuna, you'll see him leapfrogging guys.
Yeah, he was kind of agile for it. Size he was. He was damn near 500 pounds.
Bam Bam doing cartwheels and backflips.
Yeah.
And he was the first big guy I ever seen.
Yeah, he was the first though.
Doing moonsault.
He was the first.
So when I see you
Vader came
doing moonsault so effortless, I think, wow, Bam Bam would be, if God rest his soul, if he was here, he would be like, wow, that kid is somebody.
He was
I really feel like he should have brought Vader. Like Vader was like the beast.
Just as fascinating.
Better than both of them.
And I mentioned this to you earlier. I thought that the future of the big guy magic, if you will, will be something that'll be the crown that they'll place on your head as a place in history of pro wrestling, because I think that it's a lost art. And I'm so happy to see the WWE let you be you. You don't do one thing well. You're an athlete, you do everything well. There's not many guys like that. Do you feel like you're sometimes, as you said earlier, being arrogant about your abilities?
I think that my personal way, my personality is to be humble, but when I get in the ring is to display otherwise. I want to be as confident as possible because I'm not like everybody else. I don't look like everybody else. I don't look like a typical WWE superstar. So I want people to watch me in the ring and see my confidence and say, this guy can do it. Maybe if I work just as hard, or maybe, and this is my actual hope, somebody will work harder than me and then become something even greater than what Keith Lee is. But right now, My duty, in my opinion, is to carry that confidence and that ability in the ring in a way that inspires everyone. It doesn't matter what your size is, doesn't matter what your shape is. If you can be what you think that you can be, push yourself, reach the goals, catch them, reach for your ambitions, reach for the stars. If you're like me, reach further than the stars and capture every goal that you've created for yourself. That's my belief.
Keith, thank you, man. I'm so glad to be here today just to sit here with you, man. You're an awesome guy.
So make sure to follow us on.
Yeah, both videos was definitely good to watch though. For real, I definitely enjoyed watching both. I'm glad I did them both together though. Like, and you know he's a prolific speaker too. Like, man, I can tell you, he should do voiceover. If he ever quit wrestling, he just definitely do voiceovers. But I like what he did with him and Mark Henry though. And Mark Henry did brought some him comparing him with Yokozuna and Bam Bam. But he should have name dropped Vader though. I feel like Vader was like the most versatile out of all between them three guys. He was the most versatile. Like his moveset, in my opinion, was even better than Bam's though. But I definitely see the Bam Bam Vader and even the Yokozuna. As far as the other stuff, Yokozuna stuff that Keith Lee does, I can see Yokozuna like the orange dress and the leapfrogs and all that, because the fact that Yokozuna was like damn near almost 400 to 500 pounds to do the shit he did, that was incredible as well too. Well, other than that, this video was good though. Like I said, sometimes it's good to miss backstage so I can do reaction videos like these. Well, other than that, if you do like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.